So I was prepared to face challenges at Northern Tier. And just like that, he's always tried to teach me to prepare for life. And this I give him my mentor to. Blessed to have some amazing leadership along the way. And I have another mentor who has been a great influence in my life. And that person is Mr. Bill. Can you please come up here? Mr. Bill has always been like a second dad to me. He's always been there for me and helps guide me to make good choices, just like my dad does. And that's why I thank him for everything in my life he's done for me. And this is why I give him my mentor. Third, I would like to also recognize another great leader, another one of my great leaders, my mentor, Mr. Hyde. He's not here, but I'd also like to thank him anyways. Mr. Hyde has always been very special to me because he's always been my first scoutmaster, Troop 1114. He was the one who introduced me to high adventure trips. He's always been talking about how awesome and amazing they are, and a lot of stuff, like all the stuff you could do there. Since he's talked about that, I've always wanted to go to high adventure, and that's why I want to give him my mentor to him for all this stuff he's been doing for us and the troop. I would also like to thank my mom and my sister, Amy, for supporting and encouraging me, for attending so many events. I want to thank all of you who have helped me along my way to scouting. I could never have earned this rank without the help I received from you. I am proud and honored to be an Eagle Scout. I promise to do my best to live my life accordingly to the values found in the Scout Oath and Scout Law. Thank you for all being here and celebrating this with me and my friends. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kirby Hicks, and thank you for coming to the Eagle Corps of Honor. I just wanted to say that my scouting career started just like everyone else's. I went to a meeting in Decker Prairie Elementary School and learned what Code Scouting was. It was camping, building pine derbies, and learning how to use a knife. And as soon as I saw that, I wanted to be part of it. So I joined PAC 113 out of Salem Lutheran Church and joined DIN 13 with my friends from first grade. And I spent three and a half years in DIN 13 until we became Weebelos, where we became a patrol and got to name ourselves after an animal or something that was ferocious. So we named ourselves the Dragon Patrol, the best patrol that ever existed. And so I spent 2 years there where we learned how to become Boy Scouts. That's what it does. It prepares you to become the next tier. So when we crossed over to Boy Scouting, it was the scariest moment of my life up to that point, where you had to cross a rickety bridge made of rope and trees that didn't seem like they would work in front of 1,000 people. It was really 40 or something, but we walked into this pile of Boy Scouts. It seemed like a pile. They were 20 feet tall and scary looking, which is what we are now. And so once we joined Troop 1114 out of Magnolia United Methodist Church, we went to the first meeting where I was seated with a different patrol that I knew from the same path, but we were told that we were going to be joining their patrol because we didn't have enough people. And that wasn't good. No, I didn't like that. Because the Saber Tooth Patrol, yeah, they were rivals. We didn't like each other. But now they're my family, and I wouldn't want any other people inside on this Eagle Corps longer. Spending 10 years in Boy Scouts, I told my dad that I was going to wait till Kevin, my little brother, joined, and we would wait till first class at least to see where we were going to be. We loved scouting so much that we made it to first class, and I got to start, and that took 2 years. But with school and basketball, I took 2 years almost to get my next rank in life, and I had told my parents that I was thinking about stopping my career in scouting, and they were okay with that, and told me to go talk to my leaders instead of the troop. So I talked to them, and they said they were completely fine with that, and that it's your choice, that I can do whatever I want in my life. But to remember that I spent 10 years in this organization to have almost gotten to the highest achievement, and that really touched me. I decided to push forward and continue with all my work, and I made it. I got to Eagle Scout, and I wouldn't have changed anything about it, and I was so thankful for all of the people that were there for me. My mom and dad, my sister, my brother, my 2 great brothers, and all the friends and family that helped me get here. And I also want to thank Mrs. Tammy Cunningham to come forth, and I have a pen for her. She's here. Where is she? There she is. So Miss Cunningham, she was a big part of my religious background, helped me to get through all kinds of faith-oriented problems, and helped me get to where I am today. And I wouldn't be the man I am without her. I have one more mentor I'd like to thank, and that's Mr. Bill Valenzuela. He told me, he was the leader I talked to about whether I should continue with scouting or not, and he was a big part of why I continued, and without him, I wouldn't be up here today. Thank you to all the people that have helped me achieve what I know I needed to achieve for my life. And have a good day.
Hello. I'd like to say thank you for coming today. You all are here because you helped me or one of us to get where we are today. So I'd like to say thank you. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for signing me up for Cub Scouts in the 1st grade and encouraging me all the way. Dad, thank you for being there every step of the way in my scouting journey and being a scoutmaster when I needed him, a father when I needed you to be, and a friend when I needed it. Thank you, Mom. You're the best mom anyone could ask for, and always pushing me to do more than I wanted to, and making me realize it's what's best for me. Thank you to my brother John for all the laughs that we have when we get along, all the times you made me upset. But I hope you know that I love you and I want nothing but to be someone for you to look up to. Thank you to my grandparents, aunts, and uncles and cousins, everything y'all have done for me, and always making me feel like I was loved. Thank you to my second moms, Miss Kelly and Miss Karen, for always setting me straight when I needed it and putting up with all those wild sleepovers. Thank you, Miss Tammy Allison, for being my first den leader and putting up with us wild, crazy boys in Den 7. Thank you, Miss Tammy Cunningham, for being there to guide me in my walk of faith with God.
Thank you, Mr. Wyatt, for teaching me the ultimate gift and having an impact on how I see things today. Thank you, Mr. Hyde, even though you're not here today, for being an outstanding scoutmaster and showing me how a wonderful backpacker can be. And a couple other thank yous that I like to give out that people have stood out is thank you, Mr. Hank, Mr. Kretschmeyer, Mr. Herman, for all your hard work in our troop and always being there to help and guide us and doing more than what is asked. Last but never least, thank you guys for being like brothers to me since kindergarten. Through the years, I have experienced many things that I know I wouldn't have been able to do without scouting. I have many fond memories, and I'll always remember the memories we have made on our high adventure trips, from some guys about lifeguard close to Sea Base, to the Hot Sauce Challenge and the Heartbreak Trail in Canada. And our first backpacking trip, when me and my dad, all we ate was summer sausages and crackers and cheese for dinner. We were sick the next day, and the first wilderness scout camp out put on Mr. Lyons. Yeah, his dad. But when me and Aaron and Kirby were all in this like lean-to thing that we didn't know how to build, but we kind of just threw some sticks together, and we all fought for the outside because we thought we were going to be eaten by coyotes. So I was trying to make it get out first. I've learned many things since that first backpacking trip, like how to tie knots, lash poles together, various first aid, how to set up a tent in the rain, how to inflate my pants and use it as a flotation device. Some things I've learned in scouting in the sun outside, like a knot called Price knot. Talk to me about my grandpa. Every time I see him, he gives me a world of knowledge about life and the outdoors. I've also learned how to give back and ask nothing in return. When I was very young in Cub Scouts, I learned what an eagle was and what it meant to be one. I heard how people, even outside of scouting, respected them, and I knew I wanted not to just be an Eagle Scout, but live as closely to that standard that I could. I know what 12 years of hard work can earn you, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm proud to be an Eagle Scout and everything that it represents. Now my mentor pens. There are two people that have gone above the call to help me to get where I am today. Their influences helped to develop me as a young man before you today. Through the years, I knew that my dad wasn't able to be there. They were. They held me to the same expectations and the same standards as if my own dad was there. I have tons of respect for these men, and at this time, I would like to acknowledge these two men and give them each a mentor pen. I appreciate everything you have done to help me personally and in scouting. So Mr. Frank and Mr. Chris, stand up.
Hi, my name is Christian Wondrick. First of all, I'd just like to thank everyone for coming out today. It really means a lot that y'all showed up for this. Roughly 10 years ago, I joined these guys in Cub Scouts. I joined in as a bear 2 years later than them. I didn't think from the beginning I would make it this far. somehow I pushed through the ranks to get where I am right now. But by no means was it easy. At first, I jumped to the higher ranks quick, from scout to tenderfoot to second class and then to first. But it slowed down a lot. That may be from my terrible case of procrastination, or just because I wasn't ready to take the next step yet. I like to think it was the latter. But the last 3 years of my Eagle Scout journey were terribly difficult. From dealing with football, keeping up my grades, and hanging out with my friends, all on top of keeping up with my Boy Scout work. They say when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Well, I'm not very tough. What got me here was all the support from all the important people in my lives. Most of them are here today. And by the grace of God. Y'all gave me the strength to keep on going. One person in particular is my grandfather, Henry Wyrick. For the past 4 or 5 years, anytime I've seen him, he's always asked me how I was doing on my Eagle Scout work. He's the reason that I'm the guy I am today and that I pushed myself to get my Eagle Scout. I'm very thankful for him. I'd also like to thank my parents and my brother for getting me here today. And there are also a few others I'd like to recognize who mentored me through my trials to Eagle. For these 3 men, I'll be giving mentor pins. First, I'd like to recognize Mr. Chris Atkinson. I'm giving him a mentor pin because he helped me out a lot through my merit badges, mostly the hard ones. He was always there to meet me, whether it was at his house or at Magnolia Junior High, or even at the church that hosts Troop 1114. Thank you, Mr. Atkinson. Next is Mr. Bill Valenzuela. I'm giving him a mentor pin because he's always been there for me to either help me with my Eagle Scout or just be there for some comic relief. He's a very funny guy. Mr. Bill has been my Scoutmaster for the last few years, and it has been a pleasure to be one of his Scouts. Thanks, Mr. Valenzuela. Finally is Mr. Frank Hicks. Now, Mr. Hicks is a very close person to my family, going to Tomball High School with my father back in the 70s. And now his son and I are both getting our Eagle Scout awards together. Mr. Hicks has always been there to push me, to keep on going and get the Eagle, and was the one to help me with my final Eagle Scout merit badge, the camping merit badge. Thank you, Mr. Hicks. To conclude, I'd like to thank everyone again for making it out to celebrate us. It's an honor to be in the presence of so many loved ones. Thank you.
The significance of today's ceremony to honor 4 new Eagle Scouts has been noticed by our community and beyond. Gordon Casey, who was a Cub Scout and leader for some of these Eagle Scouts, will recognize the many letters of congratulations that have been sent to these Eagle Scouts. Mr. Gordon Casey, please come to the front.
Thank you. Dragon Patrol. There are some dragons in the house. I am truly honored to be able to speak to you this afternoon and to also convey the communications that have been sent on your behalf. I'm also very happy to see that here today is also members of PAC 113. All four of you gentlemen represent PAC 113. That's where all of this started. And it was my pleasure to get to know not only you, but your families. You're sitting here today as a testament to your hard work, to your efforts, but also it's a testament to your family, to your friends, to those who truly believe in you, support you. And so I'd like to say congratulations on a job well done, but I'd also like to say thank you to those who have supported you along the way. It is no surprise to me as I open this folder and glance through what I see here. Well wishes from presidents, from senators. George Bush himself indicates that the Boy Scouts of America organization embodies the finest in our nation's traditional values, which makes this recognition of your efforts all the more special. Please keep up the good work. As I look through here, I also see memos here. Senator John Cornyn, our Governor Rick Perry, Eagle Scout. But one of the things that, as I glance through here, and I see House of Representatives, I see constables, I see proclamations from cities in this area. Obviously, flags have been flown all over our nation's capital, over our state's capital, for each one of you gentlemen, indicating the significance of your accomplishment. But one of the things that, as I read through these, while there are a lot of celebrations and a lot of nice words to talk about your accomplishments, as I read between these letters, there's another message here that I'd like each one of you to take. Senator Ted Cruz, in one of his paragraphs here, he says, through your hard work to receive your Eagle Scout, you have attained valuable skills through training and experience. You have learned responsibility, commitment, and trust. Then he goes on to say, and I urge you to apply these principles to your everyday life and honor them. I encourage you to be an example for your family, your friends,